Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode, a Saturday morning episode of the Just Too Sweet Show. I'm Mr. Big Daddy Cool Tim Tabala, your wise man for today. I got the Uso, David Uso over here. What's going on?
Nothing much here. Acknowledge us.
And for the very first time, we have one of our newcomers to the Pop Culture Pros family, Casey, showing for the first time. What's up, man? How you been?
Hey guys, I am happy to be here. You know, we are from the Let Me Talk to You podcast. Yeah. And we're here to talk a little bit more about wrestling with you guys. So I'm a fan of the show. I'd love to be on, and thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you guys finally made it on. This is awesome.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to hit you up real quick, though. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
We always put everybody on the spot their first time on the show.
Well, you see, I got the bells ready, so we ready to go.
Mount Rushmore's 4, but we do 5.
Okay.
5. I want to hear your 5 on your Mount Rushmore.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. All right. So I'm going to go with the person who got me into watching wrestling was Bret the Hitman Hart. The next guy I would say is my next favorite. Hope to meet him someday as well, is The Undertaker. Okay. I'm going to go with the late and great. Unfortunately, would not get to meet him, but Razor Ramon. I love that guy, man. He made bad guys be great, and I love him for that. I'm going to go Ric Flair for my number 4. And then number 5. Ooh, this is a good one. If I had to pick a number 5 is going to go to, I got to give more credit to people. I'm going to go with Sting, number 5.
Wow. Sting. Ooh, that's a first. I think it's the first time on the show that you made a Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Appease to a lot of the folks from the show, too, because our other host, Eric, he's a big Scott Hall fan. So you got him there. And then the boss, who's in the comments. What's up, boss?
No, but now he wrote, oh, no, because of Sting, because he's not a big Sting guy.
But he's a Bret Hart fan, so I know you got him with that one.
Yeah, you got him with that one. There you go.
People don't put enough respect on Sting's name. I think Sting literally changed the game for WCW. There is no WCW without Ric Flair and Sting. It just doesn't happen.
It's true. I'll go with it, but the boss, he won't admit it.
Yeah, for some reason he thinks he's overrated, like Bret Hart, I think is, but you know, it is what it is.
The essence of execution, man, dude. Since I was young, I have always wanted to be in the crowd to get those glasses. I never got them. I did get to see him, but I never got the glasses, man. I'm kind of sad about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that would have been nice to get the glasses, but I was always a heel guy, so you know, I was like, take your glasses and shove them. I don't care. So whatever. So we have 2 pay-per-views this weekend. We're gonna concentrate on Clash Champions today. But before we even do that, I want to talk real quick about SmackDown last night. Did you guys both? I know Mello, you didn't get to see it. Casey, did you watch SmackDown last night?
I did watch some of it. I didn't get to see all of it yet, but I did watch the Bloodline stuff.
I just want to talk about the Bloodline. Is it end? Is it over? Are we done? Is it or are we going to get one of the biggest swerves of all time? Have the Usos helping them win the tag titles tonight? Even though they say they're not supposed to be there, but big deal. Solo wasn't supposed to be there in the last one either, and he showed up. So I ain't worried about it. Dave, where do you think we're going with this Bloodline situation? You really think it's the end, and we're going to have Roman versus the Usos soon, or are we swerving it?
I don't want to give a prediction away, but I don't think it's getting to the finish line. It is. We're right there. We're after the climax. We're right there at the end, last quarter half of the race. How it's gonna end, I don't know, because after, I think it was last week, not this past one, that Roman bumps into Solo, like, it feels like there's gonna be a little tension there, which I think will play into tonight's match, but it's getting there.
And yeah, he seems a little afraid of Solo. Why is he afraid of Solo? That's very interesting.
I don't get it.
I guess I was just trying to put him over to make sure they know that he's a badass. But even that made me laugh when he bumped into him and he was like a little afraid. I was like, oh, look at that. That's awesome. Casey, what about you? First of all, have you liked the Bloodline? I think the Bloodline whole thing has been the best storyline in WWE over the past year. So are we at the end? And what have you thought about the whole storyline altogether?
I agree, man. So I'm going to be one of those guys that I was not a Roman fan by any means. I was a Roman hater. I could not stand him. I booed him at WrestleManias when I was there. I just could not deal with him. I didn't think he could wrestle. None of that. What I will tell you guys now is Roman Reigns has made me a believer. I truly have a ton of respect for him now that I didn't before, because this character he's playing now is by far the best I've seen. The Bloodline, to me, I've watched wrestling for 36 years, let's just go say, from that. And I don't think I've ever seen a storyline come together and still keep me hooked like this Bloodline story has been. So that's a huge one for me. I think for us, at the end of the day, the Bloodline still has a long way to go. I like where they're going with Jimmy, but I think it ends with Solo. I really do think it ends with Solo versus Roman. Now, I'm going to throw a swerve out there because, I'm a wrestling fan, right? So I personally, if Triple H ever gets a chance, to talk to me and pick my brain, which he should, Trips, if you're out there, let me know, is that I feel like Jacob Fatu needs to come in to WWE and be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. I'm just going to throw that one out there. I know that's left field, but that's what I would do personally to kind of get this Bloodline to the finish line and to the goal.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Well, I also want to talk about Triple H and Cody, but we'll get to that when the match comes up. We'll talk about the match. We'll start doing predictions. Dave, you want to pop up? You want to be the producer on the thing and pop this puppy up and we'll get started?
Yes, sir.
Because the first match we are going to discuss, it's going to be an interesting one. Like, I have a weird take on this just because of where they are. I mean, any other place in the world, I'm picking Gunther. Where they are tonight, I don't know. I'm a little torn about this one. Intercontinental Champion Gunther defends against Mustafa Ali. You know what? I'm going to go last. Dave, who's winning this? Who's winning? Not who should win it. Who's winning it?
I just don't see him taking this title off this man. He's too hot right now. Unless they're going to take it off of him so that he can win Money in the Bank next month. That's the only logical way I can see it happening. But even then, I don't want Ali to be the one to beat him. I don't think it should be him. I think it should be someone else. It should be I forgot this guy who he fought with in NXT UK. They had a phenomenal match. I would rather it be him than Ali. So I'm gonna stick to my guns here. I'm gonna go hard overhead and go Gunther.
All right, Casey, what about you?
Dave, I think you're thinking of Dragunov.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Listen, I don't know if you guys have ever been in there in a building with Gunther around. Obviously for us, we have a lot of friends in NXT, so we're in NXT a lot. We do a lot of things with NXT as well. I got the pleasure of being in the crowd for Gunther, and I will tell you, this man literally slaps you. I felt it in the fourth row. Like, it hurt my soul. I think I had a red, handprint on my chest, and I didn't even get hit. I just do not see how you take this off, as well as Dave said. You take this off, Gunther. You got to let him continue to build this title. And I think you do that until you're ready to possibly go from whoever wins, AJ or Seth, and this next big belt to maybe Cody winning the belt from them. And then you get that Gunther-Cody rivalry going. I think that's a great way to go. But I'm with you. If he wins Money in the Bank, I'm all for it. You can lose it as long as you're going to Money in the Bank. If you're not, which I think, I personally think Cody's going to win that, I say keep it on Gunther. You keep him going that route. And to your point, man, if we can get Dragunov to come up, that guy's an absolute beast. Nope. If you guys on this show have not watched Dragunov, this man is an absolute monster. I think I get a concussion every time I watch him wrestle.
Well, see, the only reason they're in Saudi. They like to placate to the Saudis quite a bit. Yeah. That is why you know what? I don't care. I'm going to go I'll be the one going out on the limb. I'm seeing the upset. I am seeing the upset, and like you said, I'm picking Mustafa only because, one, because they're in Saudi, and two, because I do think it's time for Gunther to take that next step. Whether it be Money in the Bank, whether it be, now we have a new world title. He doesn't have to fight Roman now. We're going to have a whole new world title for him to deal with. That's where I think he's going. I'm going with the upset. I am going with the placating to the Saudis. I'm going to take Mustafa Ali to win this match. All Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it.
I don't remember Gunther in NXT, though.
What?
Because his name wasn't Gunther.
That's true. It wasn't Gunther.
Yeah.
It was Walter.
Gunther still hasn't really like sat well with me yet, but it's okay.
It's a little weird. That's a weird name change.
Yeah.
At least they got rid of his last name.
That's true too.
That's true. That's very true.
Next up, like you said, the SmackDown Women's Champion, who is on Raw now. I don't know when they're going to make that fix. Probably this week, hopefully. But the SmackDown Women's Champion who's on Raw facing Natalya for the title. Casey, I think this one's pretty obvious, but where are you going with this one?
Oh, for sure, Rhea. You can't take that belt off of her now. She's absolutely on fire right now as well. You got to keep it on her. You got to keep her solid. And I think this one is a pretty easy win for her. I'm calling about no longer than 7 minutes.
Sweet. Dave?
No, I'm there with Casey. Mommy right now is on the top of her game. Hell, I wouldn't be mad if she was the one that beat Roman Reigns. Like I said, Mommy she's right now at that she is one of the top 3 people that you watch Raw for at this point.
Yep.
It's her. And they need to make her the focal point of this Judgment Day and have all the other guys like just work around her like Dominic has. Because look, she's elevated Dominic at this point. Dominic right now is a top 3 heel. You can even say top 2 because of how good he's been with her. That, you know what, make her the focal point. And yeah, this is going to be an easy walkthrough for her.
Dom and Mommy. It's hysterical when I hear the call. When she calls him that, I laugh every time. Dom. So it's great. It's a clean sweep for this one. There's no way Ray is losing right now. There's no way Natalya's beating her anyway. So yeah, this is gonna be a clean sweep. And like you said, she's up here right now. I think she's beyond everybody. Even I think at this point, beyond Bianca at this point. I think she's overpassed her. And people are saying that people are getting tired of Bianca Belair already. To me, that's a little weird. But I also think she's in that Roman area where who's gonna beat her?
Bianca needs a heel change. She definitely does.
So too.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think so too.
Take the Street Profits with her.
Oh,
yeah, they should. That'd be a nice little group to have going on there. Now we have the Raw Women's Champion who's on SmackDown. Like I said, they got to fix this immediately. Taking on Asuka. Poor Asuka. Another match where she ain't coming out on top in this one. I ain't picking Bianca Belair. It's not time for her to lose yet. I think we'll have a great match, though. I'm hoping we have a great match. Not an Io Sky style match, but we're going to have a good match after this one. But I am taking Bianca to come out on top. Dave, where we headed?
Man, I think now you just said it. Man, I really would have liked Io Sky to have beaten her just because I feel like that would have been a nice swerve. And that match there, you could have definitely done in Puerto Rico, done a nice double turn where the crowd was booing Bianca, which again was surprising because going into the match, like watching Raw, you never saw her like kind of lose focus with the fans. She still looked tough. And it was Io that was a heel, so they could have easily done a double turn there and maybe have Bianca like win with cheating, something like that. But besides the fact, I don't know. I could see Asuka winning. Will she? Probably not. So I'll stick with Bianca.
KC, how about you?
I'm gonna go the same. I think that I'm not really sure what record Bianca's at now. I know the big reason for Puerto Rico for me was she was trying to beat a record, so she had to make it through the midnight to get that record. So I understand that, although I'm a huge Io Sky fan. I think right now, I think she's too hot. I think if you want to elevate her more, you keep the belt on her, but you turn her heel and you let her show that side of her. Because she is getting stale. I mean, that is it. Now, Don't get me wrong. My daughter loves her. So she is like, everybody wants to be her for Halloween now and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, she definitely needs to go heel. But I don't think it's time for you to take the belt off, not in Saudi.
I agree.
And if turning her heel can do the effect that I had with Roman, where you now you have a reason to keep the belt on her and she's gonna be harder to beat. So I think that would be smart for them to do.
I'd be willing to bet she can bench press almost as much as Roman does. So, I've never seen somebody military press and walk up the stairs and that with somebody in my life.
Well, out of all people, it's Otis. It's not like, it's Asuka or Io Sky. No, it's Otis.
Yeah, it's wild to me, man. So I think that you definitely could give her the Roman treatment, change her music, give her that Hollywood feel. I mean, that's kind of where they are now. She's going to her own TV show here soon as well. So this is the best time, kind of what they did with The Miz. Move her over, make her a Hollywood type of heel. and the Street Profits with her, man, that's going to be a great way to go.
Yeah, I think it's time for the Profits to turn too. They're a little enough, enough with the cups and the smoke and all that stuff. Yeah, I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them turn. Also, we need a good heel tag team. Well, we need tag teams in general.
Man, I would like to see them in the Hurt Business, honestly.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I think you put them, Bianca, in the Hurt Business. Right? You put my boy Mello up from NXT in there as well with Omos. Man, that's a crazy faction.
Omos. We have no Omos in this preview. I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that. We got all right. Well, we have the third women's match, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a shit about this match. I just don't. I'm not a fan of new Trish. I'm just not. I'm not a big. I don't like what Becky is right now. But Casey, who are you liking in this one?
I mean, this is a tough one. I'm with you. I'm a huge Trish fan. I've never been a real Becky fan, to be honest. But I think that the win goes to Trish today. I especially because it's in Saudi. I can see Trish with the nostalgia. I can see her winning. She looks incredible right now, too.
Thank you. She always looks incredible.
Always.
I like old school chubby Trish. I don't like fucking cracked skinny Trish right now. She's too skinny.
She still looks good. She's 47 years old, and she looks amazing.
I'm not saying she don't look good. I'm just saying I prefer a little more meat on my Trish. TNA. I like TNA Trish from back in the day.
Taz and Albert? That wasn't the Trish.
TNA Trish. That was my favorite.
I mean,
Trish.
Let's be real. That it was this past Monday. I saw that. I didn't watch Raw since I was at the game, but I did see the little back and forth that Becky and Trish had, and she brought up the barking like a dog. I was like, whoa, that was a real low blow there. But I'm with Casey on this one. I think Trish will get the win. I don't think it will be clean, though. I think she might have someone help her out. And that will continue on until most likely SummerSlam, since they're both on two different shows, right?
Will that be Lita? That's my question. Are we getting a heel turn from Lita also helping Trish? That's a big question.
I love Lita, but I'm good if I don't see her wrestle again.
I completely agree there.
I agree.
Yeah. She doesn't need to get back in the square circle.
And keep Trish off the mic, because I thought she was absolutely terrible when she made her whole big Becky reveal why she did it. I was like, I am so bored. I am so not interested. I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know.
I can't believe you were paying attention to what she was saying.
You got to pay attention a little bit.
Okay.
I was curious how they were spinning the why you did what you did thing. I always like to hear that reason, because sometimes it's out of the blue. Like, oh, you wore blue today. That's my color. I'm fucking turning on you. Like, what? Give me a break. But, try to make a sense of it. So I am also going with Trish. I think she's going to win. I don't know how long she's sticking around for.
Well, she got drafted, which was surprising.
Yeah, I guess got to be around a year at least, right?
Listen, I'll come for that Saudi money too. So
that's true too.
Do whatever you
very true. They're getting that Saudi money too. So that's going to be interesting. Here's the match that I am probably most interested in. I am super excited. We have Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles for the new World Heavyweight Championship. We had a tournament to decide who's going to win this one. I picked Seth. I didn't really pick AJ, but I'm super excited because I'm a big AJ Styles fan. Dave, who is the new World Heavyweight Champion?
I mean, I've thought about this a lot, and the way it probably will go. But again, it's Night of Champions. It's a 1:00 pay-per-view, so I haven't gotten my thoughts fully out there. So I'm still thinking hard overhead. And I'm going to go with the phenomenal AJ Styles. I know it's probably going to go to Seth just because they've been building him up, and he took a lot of losses last year. So it just seems like he would take this. But I feel like there's something else for him now. And I'm going to go with AJ.
Casey, how you liking it?
Man, I'm with Dave, man. This one's a tough one. Seth Rollins is actually from my hometown. So, I hate to go against Seth Rollins. But with the movies and with everything else Seth is doing, does he have time? I think that is what's driving me to say AJ Styles right now, is because if he's out there doing stuff now with Disney, does he have the time to be around as champion, or I can't see them doing another Roman, right? So unless he's going to be flying back and forth, I don't know, man. I don't know. I
And
think
he's got a kid, so it's like
Yeah.
another thing on top of that.
Yeah, and they ride a tour bus everywhere too, which is wild to me. So I'm gonna go, even though I think Seth is the right winner, I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. And honestly, AJ Styles deserves it just as much. I'm really sad Finn Balor's not in this, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. I think he's had a phenomenal, no pun intended, career. And from where you're at, he's gonna be retiring soon anyway. Let the man win. I'm a huge fan of the Big Gold belt. I love that. That's my favorite belt. So I am super excited to get this belt, by the way, too.
You're from Davenport, Iowa?
Yeah. So, Quad City. So I'm from the Rock Island side of it.
Okay.
But yeah, so he actually, one of my best friends works in a gym. And he was like, hey, dude, like I got this guy in here and we're working out. And he says he's with WBE, but I don't watch that. I have daughters. And I was like, are you talking about Seth Rollins? And he was like, oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's super cool. We're working out together. I'm like, dude, you're working out with Seth Rollins? He was like, yeah, what's the big deal? Like, oh, nothing. He just makes like $3 million a year. He's the WWE champion right now.
About to be, in a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
that's great.
No big deal, man. People have been sending me stuff of him, pictures at home with him and stuff. It's really weird we never crossed paths, but yeah, close in the Quad Cities, man. So definitely a good guy to win if we'd have to win.
Nice. I'm also picking AJ. I picked AJ once I found out he was going to be in the finals. I said I'm picking him for all the reasons you guys said too, but mainly because he said this contract is his last.
Yep.
He's not going to resign. I mean, whether we believe that or not, I don't know. These guys get the bug and they can't get it out of their system, so we'll see. But I think he deserves one more last title run, and I think him being the first new world champion makes sense. Like you said, Seth's got a lot going on. Seth's going to be around a lot longer. I am also going with AJ Styles for the win. OC help, maybe not. But I'm definitely going to take AJ Styles to win that title. So that's a clean sweep.
The one reason besides, Seth Rollins deserving the title is that they drafted AJ with the club or the OC to SmackDown. So does him coming over again separate them and then they completely don't do anything with their storyline? Or is he bringing them over to Raw? Like, what is going to be the case here?
Well, that never made sense anyway. Am I right? How do you have SmackDown guys going for the Raw title? It never made sense anyway. So I don't know.
I'm not a fan of the brand split either anyway. So for me, I just think it's ridiculous to have it this way. And then if you bring him over, what was the purpose of you drafting him to the other brand?
Yeah, they should have done this before they did the draft.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm still going with AJ. I think he deserves it. Like I said, he claims, he swears he is not re-signing. So I think he deserves one last good run. Here we go. We lost somebody. Next up, the undisputed Are we going to separate these belts too soon? I really hope so. We got the WWE Tag Team title. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens taking on Solo and the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. This was a little bit of a swerve. The Usos aren't getting their shot. He says he's going to do it himself. Basically pulling a Thanos and saying, I'm going to do it myself. And again, this storyline, I'm not getting tired of it. I don't get tired of this storyline. I love it. And the more Sami Zayn, tries to get into the Usos' head, it's interesting. And Kevin Owens now finally last night said, you know what? You're right. Tells the Usos, this is Roman's fault. He's a dick. You guys deserve better. You guys are the best tag team ever. Gassing them up now to really, really, really take this level to a different level, this storyline. I absolutely love it. Casey, this is the interesting one, though. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. I do not see them winning. I think that at the end of the day, the Usos are going to cost Roman and Solo the titles because I think people will riot. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it in Saudi, right? Because if you did it in the United States, people would riot if you took this belt off of Sami and them. But I do hope that at the end of the day, this brings Sami and KO back into the story. Because I think that the bloodline story isn't where it needs to be without Sami being back into it, at least. But yeah, I call for Sami and KO to win. It's going to be the Usos that are going to cost them at the end of the day. And then now that sets up, I guess, Solo and Roman versus the Usos, especially now that Jimmy said that he is the head of the table. Like, that's a big statement, man. That's a big statement.
I was telling Dave because he missed it. Paul Heyman's face when Jimmy said ahead of the table, Paul Heyman's eyes fucking shot 3 feet out of his head. He was like, Paul, let me tell you something too. Paul Heyman's the MVP of the Bloodline. I don't give a shit anybody says. Yep. He's one of my favorite. He's probably one of my favorite all-time anything in wrestling is Paul Heyman. That guy deserves all kinds of awards. So you're picking. All right. So you're picking Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Now, as I said before, we pick again though. Are the Usos allowed to take this trip? That's the one thing I'm not sure of. So Roman said, "You're not going. We'll see you Monday."
I mean, they're letting Sami go. I mean,
is it a swerve? Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the only hard part. Dave, again, it's an interesting one. I don't think it's as clear as day who's going to win this. What do you think?
So I have a question for Casey here. You have Sami and KO winning. Who's taking the pin?
Ooh.
Who are you protecting there? That was what I was going through my head. I was like, man, who would take this pin? Would it be Solo? Is it Roman? I don't know who I would want to take that pin.
I think you have to have Solo take the pin to further the storyline, because I think that the next part of this, if they're going to do it, is Solo's the next big piece. I think Jimmy's the next one that's going to challenge for Roman or something of that nature. But I think you have to keep that. You have to keep that tension between Solo and Roman. And I think after he takes that pin, Solo gets into Roman's face.
Okay.
All right.
I think it can go either way, because then let's say Roman takes the pin, then Solo can be like, you aren't the real like head of the table. Like, you just lost this match. It wasn't me. It was you.
Roman hasn't taken a pin in like 2 years.
Yeah, what was the last guy that pinned him? Was Xavier Woods?
Yeah.
I won't forget that. King Woods, baby. I'm going with you though as well, Casey. I don't think they take the tag titles off of them, even though I know they want to make the meme a real thing of Roman with all the belts. But no, I think this one goes to KO and Sami.
The meme of him with like 30 belts was hysterical, by the way. I see he had every belt. He even had the boxing title, I think, around him at one time or another. It was fantastic. I think there's so many factors. I don't really think it's clear cut. I'm gonna go with the champs. I think they're gonna retain. I think they're gonna keep them. I think you got to throw these Saudis something. These good guys to win. I see a lot of heels winning tonight, don't I? I don't know. What is AJ? Is he a heel? Doesn't matter.
You're not pretty sure.
Yeah, you're not really sure what he is, right? Whatever. Yeah, I like. See, again, everything you guys said, it could go any one of those ways. Roman gets pinned. Solo says, who the hell are you? Solo gets pinned. That starts trouble with it. It's going to be, the Usos. Are they going to be there? Are they going to cost them to lose? What happens after that? I just fucking love this storyline. I just really do. It's like, this is the soap opera that we wanted. And it's been going on for so long. Yeah, I don't want it to end.
I mean,
I didn't want Sami to leave.
In wrestling right now for them. So, I mean, they literally could keep this bloodline story forever.
And they dedicated this match to the Wild Samoans. When they did that, I was like, oh my God, they're gonna win. They're gonna win. They're gonna have every goddamn title.
Now, if you get the Wild Samoans to show up, that would be awesome. Shout out to Alpha. I definitely debuted in January at WXW with him, so got a chance to meet him and talk to him. Dude is an amazing guy.
Well, my co-host, the usual co-host, he trained under Alpha.
That is awesome, man. He gave me great tips.
Yeah, you'll meet him next time. He's working on the farm today. He couldn't make the pre-show, but yeah, he trained under Alpha and wrestled back in the day on the independent circuit. So he's a good dude also to know. He likes to say everything is a work. So
yeah.
And nobody can work, but everything's a work.
Being in the business, that is so true. So true.
So we like to pick on him about that. Yeah, everything's a work, but nobody can work. So we'll see. All right, so I'm taking the tag champs to it. This is the match I am looking forward to. This one and AJ and Seth, I think, going to be my favorite match of the day. This one based on the storyline. They could go in that match and talk for 10 minutes, and I'll be like, dude, this is awesome. I love it. Well, so yeah,
it's what John Cena said, man. Roman's been able to elevate his game to the top and bring people with him. It's not just him at the top like Cena was, and then everyone else at the bottom. No, he's elevated everyone, and it's just incredible to see him work. And
look at his career too. I mean, when you think about him, coming in, I mean, people thought he was cool in the Shield, right? And then he went from being a Shield to himself, fumbling over words and lines. John Cena completely killed him in the ring in a promo. And it was like his career was over. To getting booed out the building. Like, I was at WrestleMania, and like, the boos are wild of how much people hated Roman. To be into a place now where I hated him, and now I'm like, this dude is amazing. Like, when you talk about, I seen The Rock when he first came in, and all of that, and I don't know, man. Roman's at a different level. Even from when The Rock came in, even for where The Rock ended at, this guy is just like, his storytelling ability in the ring is amazing.
Yeah, and Paul Heyman, again, big part of that. You know, Big Heyman. I think Paul Heyman is the one who really helped him cut the promos and have the personality he has now. So I give him a lot of credit for that too. But we are approaching the 1,000 days. Is what, this week, isn't it?
Today.
Is it today? The 1,000
Yeah,
day?
he held up the. I saw a photo of our best video.
Okay.
Been holding up the 1,000 sheet.
So anything goes after the 1,000. I know they wanted to get him to 1,000. Now anything goes. I mean, who's going to beat him? Who the hell knows? But
Let's have Roman champion for 5 more years.
Well, I mean, I think if he gets to another 1,000, he moves up to like second all time or something of that nature.
Behind Bruno, right?
Freaking Bruno.
Yeah, I mean, he's never going to be Bruno, but
Bruno.
Yeah, but he got Hulk Hogan, so I mean, that's at least one of it.
All right, well, that's going to be a good one. I can't wait for that one. This one, on the other hand, all right. Before we even talk about this match, like I said, I was telling Dave before on Raw. Triple H came into the locker room after Brock Lesnar broke his arm, and said, I'm not going to let you wrestle. And Cody, I'm a wrestler, I'm a fighter, it's what I do. And that whole speech, and Triple H kind of just patted him on the shoulder and walked out the room. Now, I said, the case, maybe you understand too, if this was a segment in the middle of the show, it means one thing. Because this was the last segment of Raw, and they literally ended the show with this, I personally think this is the beginning, like we say, of him paying his hard times. I think this is where Triple H is now going to acknowledge, hey, remember when you smashed that throne with the sledgehammer? Hey, remember that company you started to try to go against us? Now you're going to pay for all that shit. My personal opinion, I don't know what you think. Maybe you think the same thing, but I said, because that segment was last, I think there's something going on now with Triple H, and he's going to get involved somehow, or he's going to make Cody Rhodes' life a living hell the way he did for Daniel Bryan back in the day. Casey, what do you think about that theory? And what do you think of this shit show of a match that's going to be coming up tonight? I'm just not a fan of Brock's wrestling anymore. It might be a great match. Who knows? I might get lucky to be a great match, but I'm not.
This year's been a little bit better for him. Yeah. But I'm with you, man. The only thing that I think the reason why it won't go the way you just said is because of Triple H and his health. Now, had it not been a thing with Triple H's health, 1,000%. If they did not tell that story, I don't know why you're in wrestling, right? Like, Triple H is too smart not to tell that story at some point. I love it. I don't know, again, with the health part, I don't know how much he would get involved now compared to what it would have looked like before. But one thing I will say is I'm a fan of Cody. I love that he came back over. I think he's doing awesome. I do not care to see him against Brock. It's just not that important or special to me. And I am over the whole Cody beats himself up, he breaks stuff, and he finds a way to win. Like, that was cool when it actually really happened. But we all know that his arm's not broken. And I just think that it's just not a good story. It's not a good story for anybody because nobody cares. Like, for what? Why do we need to see this from Cody? I know we're going to get to him getting a belt at some point. Let's just figure out how to get him closer to that. Because now I think you're just having a match to have a match because Brock, you're paying Brock a lot of money. You got to go against somebody.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it's unbelievable for him to win. Like,
and I'm not a big Cody guy either. I haven't been since he came back. I just don't. I don't care. I don't like him. I didn't like him in AEW either. I don't see it what everybody else sees, I guess. Dave, I know you like Cody.
I love Cody. American Nightmares. When he left, honestly, if you go back into the archives of the former website that this site used to be, a long time ago, I wrote a thing about the top 5 WWE wrestlers that were being misused, and Cody Rhodes was one of them. black-haired Cody. And so I've always been a fan of Cody. When he left and he started doing this thing on the independents, I was like, okay, this guy has something, to get out there, captivate a crowd that he wasn't given here. And then he joined the Bullet Club, and the rest is history. I like Cody. I agree with you guys here. I don't know what the hell the point of him versus Brock is. Besides, the most impressive thing about this match is that Brock has gone 5 months in a row wrestling at a pay-per-view. He hasn't done that since 2000. What was it, like 4 or 5, something like that?
And isn't he 1-4? Didn't he only beat Omos, lost all the other ones? Am I not mistaken?
Yeah, I think. Yep, you're right.
So way too.
So who does this match help? That's what I'm saying. Who does this match help? Nobody. It doesn't help anybody.
Nothing. Nobody.
This match should be first, before the women, before everything.
Brock, it might be first. He already has the jet waiting for him, so he'll come 5 minutes, and he's getting back on that plane. He's out.
In and out. I don't like this country. I'm out of here. Gotta go.
Was he first before in Saudi? I feel like he's been first at least once other time.
Yeah, he was.
With Seth, first. Right?
Yeah.
In and out. He was in and out.
This one I have just because I feel this is the way it's going. I think Brock is going to take this one.
Because of the broken arm?
Because of the broken arm, and Cody's not going to be able to get through this. And then maybe they play to the hard times, but not the Triple H route. Maybe they do go that route, but I think they're going to give Cody some shit now.
Yeah, I can't see him beating Brock 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I agree. I think the broken arm is going to be a factor. I mean, you know what? I forgot about the health. Triple H, that's a good point. Because I would love to have seen him get back involved on TV with, I remember what you said about me, in that other shithole company. I remember all the things you did and said and, insults. And this is payback time, bitch, and he makes him do all that stuff.
Yeah. Cody versus Triple H, I'd pay any amount of money to see that.
That'll never happen because he's definitely not wrestling anymore. Except how much he can get involved in TV. I guess we'll see.
I mean, he can always he doesn't have to do it himself. He's got plenty of NXT guys back there that are on the main roster now that he brought up here. Why not send them on out? Just keep going.
I agree. But we're all taking Brock, which is a shock. But yeah, I think the broken arm and Brock, making that trip to lose again, I don't think that's happening. I don't see it happening. I think this guy's going to be a squash. Well, not a squash, but I think it's going to be an ass whooping.
Oh, it's 5 minutes for sure. This is not going past I mean, first of all, it's like 1,000 degrees there. People don't realize. And if you haven't been in a ring before, when you look at 1,000-degree heat and the ropes are sweaty, everything is out there. You've seen people almost fall, bust their head open. Guy help us if Goldberg ever came back. He knocked himself out before he even got in the ring, and then he tried to kill Undertaker as well. Like, I don't see this going very long. I don't think it should go very long, so I'm with you. I think it's a 5-minute squash match. He comes in, he beats the hell out of Cody, and then we move on, and then somehow Cody talks about being in, the King, or I was going to say King of the Ring, Money in the Bank.
Now, Cody needs to stop talking. Why every week he gets a 10-minute slot on Raw to fucking talk? Stop talking. I can't deal with him talking anymore either. It's just me though. It's just me.
And I've heard from the grapevine in the back room, like he hates when people talk about his dad. So I don't know how true or not, but I've heard from a lot of people that he literally hates when people talk about his dad and then do the voice of his dad.
Oh, he's gonna hate me. Wow. Well, fuck him then. Now I really don't like him. Now I really hope Brock breaks his arm.
So are we all on the same page that this should not be the last match of the night again?
Oh God, no. First. This should be absolutely be first.
First. Hey, always do something, Cody Rhodes. Whatever. I have no clue what the song says, but it's a great damn song, by the way. That's the only reason why he's in Saudi is the Saudis are like, listen, I want the something Cody Rhodes song. I don't care how you do it. Right. We just want the whoa part. I don't.
See, now that's a good point. Do they do that in Saudi? Do they do the woes? Do they do the music? I know Puerto Rico was fucking. I thought the place was going to explode. All that shit. But I mean,
him too. And I think that it's you start with him. You get the pyro going with him and Brock, and that's a great way to start.
Yeah, I don't know what the song is either. It's like da, 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 you're something else. You talk too much. Da, 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 I don't know. Whatever.
It's the coolest song though.
It is.
All right, so we are what? We are 40 minutes away.
I don't
40
know, man.
minutes
We did
away.
a 40-minute show. Look
See,
at that.
Look, we nailed it. 40 minutes to go, 40-minute show. Yeah, so that's going to wrap us up for here. But tomorrow, guess what? There's another pay-per-view going on tomorrow, which I think we're going to pop in for another quick preview prediction. We have AEW Double or Nothing. That's going to be interesting. I hope it's interesting anyway. I'm looking forward to my man Adam Cole, baby. I'm looking forward to him to come back for months now. That's my dude. We'll do another show. I don't know what time, Dave. What time are you looking at tomorrow? What do you think?
Tomorrow doesn't have to be this early since it's a regular time pay-per-view at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we can go on 4 or 5,
Whenever
take
you're
a
ready,
nice,
let me know.
easy Sunday, especially since, Monday we have off, thankfully.
And I'm on vacation this week, so I'm really taking it easy. I'm really taking it. Casey, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to join us too tomorrow if you got time. I'll set in the chat what time we're going to be on. You're more than welcome to come on too if you want to talk about AEW. That's cool.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not watched a single AEW show in my life.
Really?
Ooh.
I can't do it. I can't do it, man. Every time I've tried to get into AEW, because first of all, let me say this. I'm not an AEW hater. I love the wrestling. They have awesome wrestling. I will not take that away from them. But the storylines make absolutely no sense.
They're off the chain. Yeah, they're out there.
Every time I see them, I'm like, I'll watch a show like, okay, oh, Roddy's coming in. Okay, I'll watch because I'm a huge Adam Cole fan. And I'm like, this sucks. This is terrible. Oh, before we go there, by the way, NXT guy that does shirts, I still want my 25% off because I bought a Undisputed shirt. I tell him this all the time. I bought an Undisputed shirt the day they broke up. And this man won't give me back half my money. I want 25% back, damn it. So if you're listening to me, I was going to continue to talk about this until I get my damn shirt back. I'm sick of this.
I have one AEW shirt, and it's fucking Adam Cole shirt. That's all I need. I'm good. That's what I need right there.
I got a couple questions though for Casey before we go. Before we wrap up here. So you're not an AEW fan?
No.
Now AEW has sort of become, I guess, 2 questions. I'll start off with the first one. So growing up, were you a WCW fan as well, or were you straight WWF? WWE?
No, I was on Monday. I was turning back and forth, especially because when Scott Hall came over, I'm like Razor Ramon was my guy. When Scott Hall moved over, it was a wrap for me. I could not stop going to WCW. I went to Great American Bash. I'll never forget going to that pay-per-view. It was in Moline, Illinois. And man, like WCW was a big part of my wrestling life.
Okay, awesome. And then I guess my follow-up now is AEW-wise, since it's become sort of WWE light, at least Dynamite has.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on Professional Wrestler of the Year of I don't know what year, Jon Moxley?
Oh God, this guy cannot wrestle. He is terrible on the mic. He's terrible altogether. Like, I do not know what people like in him. I mean, and no disrespect, because I don't know him personally, so this is all character based. But like, he comes off as a fake tough guy. Like, he comes off as a guy who's tough in the ring and stuff for wrestling. But like, if I seen him on the street, he wouldn't act that way. You know what I mean? So like, I just don't think he's good. His music he comes out to, that's stupid.
I hate him. I hate Moxley. I hate him.
The blood stuff. I'm over it. The blading is and the thing is, he does it in front of everybody. Like, he's just
he doesn't try to hide it.
No, yeah, referee, hold that. It's like, really, Dick? Really? Kayfabe, damn it, kayfabe.
Yes, he's such an indie wrestler, and it just irritates me. It irritates my soul every time I see him, because I don't like him. I never liked him in the Shield. I never liked him. I've never liked him anywhere, actually, at all.
It's a good comment right here from Rebecca. It looks like he smells like hot sweat and dirt.
He does. He looks like a dirtbag. I said, Casey, my problem with him was, he left WWE. We talk about this all the time. Bitching and moaning, storyline this, storyline that. This is all bullshit. And he's the exact same character he was in WWE. Stop your bitching now, because you're the exact same guy. Only you're not, dressing up as a Mountie. I get that part. Vince ain't making you do
on top of that, like
some shit. But
of that, Why would you give him a belt? Like all these people, all these wrestlers you have in AEW, which is another thing that pisses me off about AEW. You have the best roster to ever be created in wrestling right now. I mean, you have literally everybody you can think of that's been a top name or can wrestle their ass off, and you continue to show him. Out of all these wrestlers, he's the one that you decide that needs to be on the TV every single week. Guys, let him go on vacation.
Imagine he's not even the top 2 in his own faction. It's Bryan Danielson and Claudio. Then
even Wheeler Yuta is better than him.
Even Wheeler Yuta, you can even like be like, okay, he's a better wrestler than Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley just has more accolades.
Yeah.
But Bryan Danielson and Claudio are tops ahead of this guy.
Dude, he was 3rd in the Shield. He was 4th in the Black. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So William Regal was better than him at the time when he was over there too. So he'd be 5th.
So you don't watch AEW? What about your thoughts on MJF then?
I love MJF. I love MJF. As a heel manager in wrestling myself, I love this dude because he is literally the same everywhere he goes. He doesn't turn off the character.
I love it.
A dick, and I like that about him.
I love it. He signs someone's action figure and fucking chucks it across the room. Yes. That makes me laugh so hard. He yells at children, makes me laugh. Did you hear him yell at the baby crying?
Yeah.
The baby, he's telling me to shut that baby up. I was fucking rolling on the floor. I absolutely love. I told my kid, if we ever meet him, if he doesn't insult you, then I think you failed.
Yeah.
He has to get ready. He's going to insult you or call you stupid or whatever. It's fantastic. I absolutely love that guy.
I don't think he should ever come to WWE though. I think that he needs to stay an AEW guy because you need to let him be him. But what I will say is, if I had to bring somebody over, Wardlow would be the person that needs to go to WWE for sure. That guy.
They have enough big guys that they aren't doing anything over there, like your Karrion Crosses who are they're ruining and stuff like that.
Boy. Your McIntyre who knows what he's gonna do.
He might show up tonight. Not tonight. Well, I mean tomorrow night. Supposedly they took his pictures off all WWE posters for Clash or whatever.
Karrion Kross.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Oh yeah, I think his
contract was coming up.
His contract ran out, right? Which Drew has done a lot in his career, so I'm happy for him either way. I'm a huge Drew fan, but I don't know about this one, man. I know that he's probably gonna make a lot more money at AEW, and that big show is coming, but I wouldn't hook my wheels to AEW just yet because we seen this happen, right? This is like a bad movie where somebody else comes in as the next big thing, and guess what happened last time, guys?
Yeah, it's WCW all over again. Yeah, it's WCW all over again. All over again.
That's why there's another show now with your Miro and Andrades because they just didn't do anything with them.
Yeah, it's
we don't want WWE, but we'll take every WWE wrestler in the world and put them on our shows.
I love the like memes and TikToks of that interview that Chris Jericho first did. Oh, we're not trying to be WWE and bring in all these stars. Like we have our own guys, and then it's just a lineup of all the WWE guys that they brought in, and it just gets longer and longer and longer.
They need like 7 shows to put all these people on.
Yeah. And then I said, it's called WWE Light or something like that. I mean, why not? Why not just do it? Because it's absolutely ridiculous what they do. If Drew McIntyre goes there, what are they going to do with him?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Once every 3 months.
Is he going to go for the Northeast Western title, whatever the fuck, how many belts they have over there?
I'm not a fan of a lot of belts either. I'm not a fan with them in WWE. I'm probably the only one like that. I don't think you need 2 world championships and stuff. I don't think you need 2 tag team titles. I think they should go back and forth with just one set of belts. But yeah, AEW has the Chinese, European. First of all, it doesn't even make sense. Like they're not even the right regions. I don't know who put this together, but somebody needs to go back to history class and stuff, learn about that one, and then go into geography, and then also learn where the continents are and stuff. Because it doesn't make sense.
The TNT titles for the men, but the TBS titles for the women. Mm-hmm. What's going on? I don't understand what's going on. I don't know.
too. I don't like the
I
belt.
want them to succeed. We talk about this every week too. I want them to succeed. I do like a few things about AEW. I do, and I enjoy watching. I think their pay-per-views are way better than their TV shows.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views have been very entertaining the last couple ones.
And it's also because there's only 4 throughout the year. It's not one each month. So you're waiting 3 months before the next one. So you're anticipating like, okay, I can't wait. They're going to put out for this pay-per-view.
I like the Forbidden Door stuff too, because I did see the Forbidden Door. And for me, I'm not big on New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like I know some of the wrestlers, but I don't watch it. But it is cool to see these guys come over. And like Okada, like I've heard so much about him, but never seen him. And he's amazing. If he ever comes over to the United States, man, I hope WWE throws the dump truck on him for whatever he wants. Just give him whatever. I don't even care what the money is. Give him whatever he wants. Him versus Gunther would.
That match would be. I would just be like, oh, every single second you just be like, how hard hitting that match would be. It'd be like Sheamus Gunther times 10.
Yes, Dragunov would be another one. Tyler Bate, man, you know I'm an NXT guy, so like. There's so many people I could see him up there with, and I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, I do enjoy that part of it. Their pay-per-views are way too long, but I do think that they have really good pay-per-views.
I do too. Well, I said, if you want to join us tomorrow, that's cool. If not, we understand you're not watching it. That's perfectly understandable. We are now a half hour away. So, yeah, we're going to get going. But we're going to end this show a little differently today. First, Casey, I want to first of all, thank you very much for joining us. About time you got on. Give yourself a little plug for your show, too, while you're here.
Oh, of course. You guys know if you haven't been doing it yet, please go like, share, subscribe, comment on 2 different shows, actually. Mine is It's Showtime Wrestling Podcast. That's one. The other one is, of course, Let Me Talk to You. Yeah, because I'm one of the 3 of Let Me Talk to You. And we are always looking at movie reviews. And we're also doing everything wrestling. Got a lot of friends in NXT, so I cannot wait to put that on with you guys as well. But guys, I am truly a fan of the show, and I'm excited that I got a chance to talk to you guys. And definitely, I'll have to be on more.
Awesome, absolutely.
Always welcome, man.
And you know, if you want someone on your show, I'm sure I could find the time to, pop on.
Definitely.
Any last comments in Casey before we go?
Hey guys, the only thing I have left is, I am an NXT fan, so NXT Battleground is tomorrow.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Mello and Trick as well. We do not miss. And so I'm excited to see what he does tomorrow as well. But that's it, man. Like, again, just hopefully I can come back on again. And I appreciate both of you guys.
Absolutely. Mello, what do you got?
Oh, nothing much, guys. Everyone enjoy Night of Champions. This week's a big week in wrestling. Like you said, we have 3 pay-per-views in a matter of 2 days. You got one early, so you can still go out at night, watch the Heat win the Eastern Conference Championship. Yes, I said it. Eastern Conference Championship, bringing it here to Miami, South Beach. And then tomorrow, full day of wrestling again.
Absolutely. And this past week on Just Too Sweet, me and Eric, I found a video. It's been going around, and we played it. We played it twice, actually. That's how fucking phenomenal it is. And I'm going to play it again right now on the way out. So if you want to stick around and enjoy it, this is by the guy, I forget his name, but he used to be on the show called The League. He does a lot of funny-ass songs and shit. Anyway, he did himself a song called Hulk Hogan Slammed Andre the Giant. And it's one of the greatest videos you'll ever see. It's one of the greatest songs you'll ever hear. And as a wrestling fan, it might even bring a little tear to your eye. So we're going to play this on the way out. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to enjoy this. We'll see you later. Enjoy the pay-per-views. Have a good Saturday.
Yeah.
And enjoy this. This is phenomenal. I'll play this every week.
We came over to Grandma's house 'cause we don't have cable TV. We are silent, unlike the crowd, as our heroes brought to his knees. Why did we ever think he could win? Looks like there will be a new champion. But then Hulk Hogan slammed Andre They said it was impossible. He's 520 pounds. I think we just saw a miracle, like the ones that mother talks about. He drops the leg, we jump to our feet. 90,000 people count to 3. I can't believe Hulk Hogan beat Andre the Giant. A moment in slow motion as time was flying, and as the song begins to play, we both jump up on the couch, grab our things, we've gone insane. We are screaming with the crowd. I do not know this right now, but when I am my father's age, whenever I'm feeling down, I will think about today. And then it'll always put a smile on my face. Remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant? A moment in slow motion as time was flying. Remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant? A moment in slow motion as time was flying.